What's up, Clipsy fam? Get ready for a rapid-fire dose of the hottest news dropping right now. First up, we're diving into the legendary Rolling Stones. Keith Richards himself dropped a bombshell about a classic track that they could never get right live. We're talking about a song that even the masters struggled to nail on stage. What could it be? Next, we're shifting gears to the gridiron for some epic college football action. Get ready for a massive showdown between the Georgia Bulldogs and the Tennessee Volunteers. This isn't just any game, it's a clash of undefeated titans, a rivalry that's been heating up for years. Who's going to come out on top in this epic battle? And we're sticking with the rock and roll giants, because another icon has weighed in on the Stones' discography. None other than Neil Young himself has declared a Rolling Stones track even better than the legendary Satisfaction. You heard that right. We're breaking down which song Neil Young thinks outshines one of the greatest hits of all time and why. Finally, we're going behind the scenes of one of the most notorious albums in rock history, the Rolling Stones' Exile on Main Synth. We're uncovering the wild story behind that iconic, mind-bending album cover, featuring drug dealers, freaks, and a guy with balls in his mouth. You won't believe the chaos that inspired this masterpiece. All that and more, so hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and let's get into it. The Rolling Stones couldn't make it work live. It's almost impossible to picture the Rolling Stones ever failing to ignite a stage, but even rock legends have their off days. Keith Richards, the iconic guitarist, has revealed that there was one particular song from their storied catalog that they simply could not conquer in a live setting. This legendary band, known for their raw energy and authentic stage presence, faced a unique challenge with a track that, despite its studio magic, refused to translate to the live experience. The Stones are famed for their electrifying performances, a visceral, almost audacious energy that set them apart from their peers. Their shows were more than just concerts. They were immersive experiences that felt both historical and deeply personal, weaving narratives through their extensive discography. But crafting the perfect setlist is an intricate art, a meticulous process that balances fan favorites with sonic flow and thematic coherence. While hits like Satisfaction, Gimme Shelter, and Jumpin' Jack Flash are staples that guarantee crowd eruption, Mick Jagger, the band's master setlist curator, knows precisely how to orchestrate these moments. Yet, even with such expertise, there are beloved songs that remain elusive in the live arena. One such track is Sweet Black Angel from the Exile on Main Synth album, a song inspired by activist Angela Davis. Richards confessed to Harper's Bazaar, "Mick and I made the record and said, 'That's very nice,' but it never seemed to really fit into a Stones show." He elaborated, "We played it live only once, and it stuck out like a sore thumb." Despite this, Richards remains open to revisiting it, noting its continued relevance, a bittersweet observation on enduring societal issues. Don't go anywhere, because we're about to reveal which Rolling Stones track another music legend thinks is even better than Satisfaction. Georgia versus Tennessee, a college football showdown. The college football season is heating up, and this Saturday promises an electrifying matchup as the number 6 Georgia Bulldogs travel to Knoxville to face the Tennessee Volunteers. Both teams enter this long-standing rivalry undefeated, setting the stage for a fiercely contested game that could have major implications for the season. Georgia, the reigning SEC champions, are led by head coach Kirby Smart, while the Volunteers are under the guidance of Josh Heupel. Tennessee's offense has been particularly dynamic, especially with QB Joey Aguilar stepping up. This game is not just about bragging rights, it's a crucial test for both programs as they aim for national prominence. The highly anticipated game is set to air on ABC at 3:30 p.m. ET. For fans looking to catch the action live without cable, several streaming options are available. Services like Direct TV, Fubo, and Hulu Plus Live TV all offer packages that include ABC, ESPN, and other sports channels, with various pricing tiers and free trial options. Historically, Georgia has dominated this rivalry, winning 8 of the last 10 meetings, including every contest since 2017. However, ESPN Analytics gives a slight edge to the Volunteers, while BetMGM favors the Bulldogs. This close call in predictions only adds to the anticipation for what is sure to be a thrilling game. But the rock and roll news isn't over yet. We've got another legendary artist weighing in on the Stones' greatest hits. Neil Young praises a surprise Rolling Stones track. While the Rolling Stones' I Can't Get No Satisfaction is undeniably one of the most iconic songs in rock history, another legendary musician believes a different Stones track might just be superior. Neil Young, a titan of folk and rock music, has shared his thoughts, declaring that Get Off My Cloud is an even better record than Satisfaction. Satisfaction, with its unforgettable riff born from Keith Richards' dream and its raw, rebellious spirit, captured the angst of its time and became a global phenomenon. However, in the fast-paced music scene of the 1960s, bands like the Rolling Stones had to constantly innovate and produce new hits to stay ahead. Following up such a monumental success was no small feat. Get Off My Cloud, released shortly after Satisfaction, was conceived with a more psychedelic, hippie sound. While its production was reportedly rushed, giving it a spontaneous, almost unpolished feel, Neil Young found beauty in its imperfections. He admired the band's willingness to embrace flaws, stating, "The thing about it is it's obviously just such a fucking throw-together song that they came up with on the way to the studio or the night before, you know. That's what I liked about it. It really sounded like the Rolling Stones." Young's perspective highlights the authentic, warts-and-all approach that defined the Rolling Stones for many fans. He saw the song's reckless abandon and its bluesy, slapdash quality as definitive strengths, showcasing the band's raw power and genuine sound, even if it wasn't as polished as Satisfaction. Get ready to dive into the chaotic and iconic world of one of the Stones' most legendary albums. The wild story behind Exile on Main St. S cover. The Rolling Stones' 1972 masterpiece, Exile on Main St., recorded in the drug-fueled atmosphere of Keith Richards' French mansion, is as notorious for its recording conditions as it is for its groundbreaking music. It's only fitting, then, that the album's cover art embodies the same spirit of anarchy and hedonism. Designed by John Van Hammersveld, the cover art was intended to reflect the general tone of the time, one of anarchy. Drug dealers and freaks and crazy people left over from the 60s, all defiant and distorted. Van Hammersveld, who also influenced the iconic Rolling Stones tongue logo, collaborated with photographer Robert Frank to create the album's sleeve. The striking main image on the cover is actually a photograph taken by Robert Frank in 1950 of a wall outside a Route 66 tattoo parlor. This image, along with a collage of band members on the reverse, was chosen to emphasize the Stones' status as outsiders, disreputable, drug-addled, and tax-exiled. When asked to select a promotional image, Van Hammersveld famously pointed to the photograph featuring a man with balls in his mouth, deeming it the most amazing photo I've ever seen, and perfectly encapsulating the album's raw, chaotic essence. The Exile on Main St. cover art left such an indelible mark that it influenced the punk aesthetic, with former Sex Pistols frontman John Lydon even collaborating with Van Hammersveld years later. The album's package truly set the image for a generation of anarchists and rebels. We've covered legends, rivalries, and iconic art, but don't go anywhere yet. We've got a lightning round recap and a full call to action coming your way. And that's a wrap on today's News Blitz. We heard from Keith Richards about a Rolling Stones track that never made it live, witnessed the epic Georgia versus Tennessee college football showdown, learned that Neil Young thinks Get Off My Cloud might be better than Satisfaction, and uncovered the wild story behind the Exile on Main St. album cover. What a ride. If you loved this update, smash that like button, subscribe to Clipsy for more awesome content, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a drop. Let us know in the comments which story was your favorite, and follow us on all socials for even more behind-the-scenes action. We'll see you in the next one.